Good morning and welcome to an all-new Eye of the Tiger. I'm Alyssa Davis.
And I'm Monique Carey.
The Cassava Rally is this Friday, and the dance is this Saturday at 7 p.m. Cassava dance tickets are on sale at the Patty Baker Theater box office for $20, but the price of tickets goes up to $25 on Thursday.
The ASVAB aptitude test is tomorrow from 8:30 through 11:30. You can sign up at the Roseville High School website or the QR code on screen now. The RHS talent shows from February 15th from 6 to 9 p.m.
And auditions will be held on January 31st. You can either send them to me in a video or you can audition during one lunch. But basically, we just want as many people to come out as we can. It's a fun experience for everyone watching and everyone that participates.
Parking has become an issue with some students. We go to Luke Teal with more.
Many students at RHS claim that parking is an issue and that there are many different causes. According to Principal Sharon, there are plans to possibly improve the situation.
We are at the very beginning stages of starting this giant project at Roseville High School, construction project. And part of that project, it'll take probably about 3 years to complete, but part of that project is to increase our parking. So ultimately we'd be able to get rid of the portables and turn all of that back into parking. Now that's not for sure in stone, we still have 3 years to do it, but that is our plan, is to recoup that parking. So we should be adding about 80 or 90 parking spaces, which will definitely help, and all of those would be allotted for students and student parking.
Other parking options like the dirt lot are inconvenient due to busy roads and no protective crosswalk.
Some problems that I have is that it's super muddy everywhere, and a lot of the rocks can get stuck in your shoes or get stuck in your tires, but that's just a little pet peeve thing. There's also big holes everywhere that I think we got to fix up sometime. Even though I'm a senior, there's going to be holes everywhere, and I feel like we should fix that. That's one of the first things that we should do. And if we could, probably have some parking space areas, because a lot of the areas get stolen like halfway through the week.
Senior Boston Tarble feels strongly about students having to find alternative parking.
So frustrating because you can't really park in the neighborhoods without not risking a ticket. Most streets around the school, except for the one that's like directly by the park, from what I understand, you need a permit to park there. So if you get to school and all the lots are full, your choices are really limited. Like there's not that many places to go.
Driving students are frustrated because, according to them, parking has become an everyday challenge before and after school.
I think it's frustrating as a student sometimes with the parking situation because there's just not enough parking for the amount of students that we have that drive. And so you oftentimes have to park in neighborhoods or, park wherever basically you can find a spot. And it's kind of frustrating when there's a lot of staff parking that you see kind of go unused a lot of the time. And you're trying to find a spot just to park as a student.
I think that the parking issues at RHS are incredibly despicable. I think that there's no way that the school can do this and get away with it. It's completely unfair to every single student that drives an automobile. I actually have a personal story. I had to run from the admin building out to the parking lot, and I'm at full sprint actually, and then I had to beg a police officer to not give me a ticket. I felt submissive, and I just don't think that's anything that any student should have to go through just for parking in a spot that they've parked in for 2 years. How can a school not have enough spots for all the students, but then fine them when the students have nowhere to park and they have to park in the staff spots that no staff park in?
Students are confined to parking in the Berry Lot parking spaces, which takes 15 to 20 minutes to leave from.
The fact that they closed the Berry Street gate has also been kind of an issue, at least for me parking, because a lot of the time there's a lot of spots in Berry Street, but the walk is just so far, especially after they closed this bus gate, that it's just unfeasible for me to park here in the morning and walk all the way to the front office, go back out of it, and walk all the way back to backtrack to the 900s building when I should just be able to walk in right there, and that kind of alleviates some of the problems, I feel like.
We have this requirement to make sure that our campus is safe, and so we have to be able to supervise every entrance and exit. Well, in order to do that, we have to limit the number of entrance and exits, but then by limiting them, it makes it more difficult to then access, let's say, like the Berry parking lot, which then creates, it takes a long time to get out of the Berry parking lot after school, right? So we're constantly trying to make changes or adjustments or tweaks, or constantly trying to figure out how to meet all of those commitments and requirements that we have, but still make it to our students have a positive experience. And unfortunately, parking is just one of those things that we struggle with on this campus.
Thanks, Luke.
Now we go to Addison Mahon with sports.
Good morning, and welcome to this Tuesday's edition of EOTSN. I'm Addison Mahon. Last Friday, girls basketball had a game against the Creek and unfortunately did not come home with the win, but instead lost 59-15. They head to Bella Vista today and look to get their first league win. In other sports news, over the weekend, the wrestling team was scheduled for a tournament, but ended up getting pulled due to too many injuries and illnesses, supposedly. Last night, after a hard-fought battle, RHS boys basketball lost to Wood Creek 70-39. Junior Ren Marsh led the team with 8 points and 2 steals. Iowa Tigers' very own Junior Preston had a total of 7 points and 3 steals. Both sophomore Matthias Howard and senior Clark Nielsen led the team with 5 rebounds. Tomorrow, the Tigers look to rebound against Bella Vista at home. Before we go, let's look at the game schedule for this week. Today, boys and girls soccer head to Wood Creek, as well as girls basketball once again. On Wednesday, boys basketball faces Bella Vista at home, while RHS wrestling team travels to May Creek to face the Timberwolves. And on Thursday, boys soccer heads to Antelope, while girls soccer stays home to face Antelope. Girls basketball once again heads to Invercombe. For those who are interested in playing baseball this season, tomorrow during one lunch there will be a baseball meeting in Moeller Gym. And that's all on your home for Roseville High School sports, top plays, breakdowns, and more at the Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. And now we go over to entertainment.
Thanks, Addison. Yesterday, WWE released more info on their new game, WWE 2K24. Compared to previous installments in the franchise, for once, the game looks pretty promising. In the trailer, we get a sneak peek at some of the game mechanics they are bringing back from the old glorious games, such as cool match types and hopefully a half-decent showcase. They also announced a cover athlete for the game. The Standard Edition will feature Cody Rhodes on the cover, and the Deluxe Edition will feature Bianca Belair. The game is set to release on all consoles on March 8th. In other news, Spotify is pulling a classic Netflix move by limiting premium access to people who use a family plan. Over the weekend, Spotify announced that in order to have a family plan, everyone on the plan must be living within the same address. I don't really see how they can enforce this, especially without spending more money than they are trying to save by doing this dumb decision. That's all for today's A&E. Remember to follow us on all social media platforms. I'm Noah Whitaker, and now we go back to news.
Thanks, Noah.
Sophomore Jacob Grogan has been learning a new way to exercise. We go to Cooper Moore with more.
Last year, sophomore Jacob Grogan began a UFC fighting routine at a local gym. Since then, he has progressed and grown to really enjoy the gym and the people there.
I got into it with one of my friends, Willis, who doesn't come anymore, and I don't know, man, I was just sitting around the house, I was doing nothing, I thought, hey, I might as well be productive with my time.
Grogan uses the gym as a way to get out of the house, learn skills he could need one day, and express his creativity on the mat.
So I try to go every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. And like the normal day looks like whenever I come here, I get done with my school, go home, make myself a grilled cheese or something, come over here, like come at 5:30, get out of here around 7:30.
Grogan recommends others to look into the UFC gym due to his good experiences with staff and coaches.
Yes, honestly, yes, because not only does UFC have great coaches, but it also has a great staff and faculty. It has really good gym equipment, and I mean, everyone just treats each other with respect. It's a good learning place.
Coach Ken, one of Grogan's main coaches, notices his progress throughout his time coming to the gym and looks forward to continuing coaching him and watching him improve.
But yeah, Jacob he's improving. I love that he wants to be here. You know, he gets here on time. He even messages me, aside from everybody else, all my clients. He's the only one that will let me know that he's coming in and that will, you know, stay extra, work extra. The kid's got amazing work ethic, and I can see him doing big things with this sport.
Thanks, Cooper.
In other news, last Thursday, an incident happened at a wrestling match where 2 RHS students made offensive comments directed at an Indercom wrestler.
Today, Barry Atchis, the CEO of Voice of the Youth and co-founder of the Black Blueprints, both organizations that look to uplift youth voices and support African Americans, was planning a protest at Roseville High School but was pushed back for further planning.
Tune in on Friday for more information.
That's it for us today on Eye the Tiger.
And remember, we're always on eyethetigernews.com.
See you next time.